All right, joining us now from Glasgow, Scotland is Andreas Wolff. He's a journalist there. He specializes in Scotland and Europe. Good evening to you, Mr. Wolff. This is the first time Theresa May has laid out her plans for British voters. How are these plans being received tonight?
Well, Brent, interestingly, inside Theresa May's Conservative Party, there were only positive voices today. Now, that in itself seems a little bit of a miracle, as the Conservative Party has been deeply divided over the issue of Brexit for decades. But Theresa May spoke of uniting the country now. Well, she seems to have been able to at least unite the Conservative Party. I'm not sure whether she's managed to bring everyone else on board. The leader of the Liberal Democrats, Tim Farron, said today that he wanted a second referendum on the deal that is finally struck on Brexit. Whether he will get that or not, I'm not sure, as the Liberal Democrat Party are currently not very strong in the British Parliament. And Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn said that he thought it was apparent already how the Brexit has an effect on the British economy as the pound has fallen and prices are starting to rise in the UK.
What about reaction where you are? We know that Scotland voted against leaving the European Union. We've heard its leader, Sturgeon, say that she's against any type of hard Brexit, and it appears we're going to have that anyway. Do you see a second vote on Scottish independence now in the making?
It seems ever more likely, Brent. I mean, 62% in Scotland voted to remain within the EU, and when the Brexit vote was clear, the Scottish government prepared a white paper which was published in December, in which they said very clearly that they wanted, ideally, the UK to remain within the single market. That seems to be off the table now. If not, they wanted Scotland to remain within the EU, within the single market, the so-called reverse Greenland model, whereby Scotland would be in the single market, even if the rest of the UK came out. Well, that does not seem to be very likely either by what we hear. So the third option, they said very clearly, is another independence referendum. Now, Nicola Sturgeon has already ruled out for another referendum to happen this year, but we hear from sources in Edinburgh that such a referendum might happen in the spring of 2018.
Okay, so we do have this potential threat to, unity within the United Kingdom as a result of what we heard today. What about Britain saying, or I should say the Prime Minister saying that she wants to strike new trade deals with Europe? She wants a new customs agreement. Is Britain trying to have its cake and eat it too?
Well, that's how Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn put it today. And indeed, it does seem to be a little bit difficult. She does not want to be within the single market, but she wants access to the single market. Regarding the customs union, she wants to be able to strike free trade deals with countries around the world. Well, that's not going to be possible if she's a full member of the customs union. So she says she wants to come out of those parts of the customs union that prevent her from doing so. Whether leaders in Europe are going to be willing to accept such a deal remains to be seen. Theresa May calls it a new strategic partnership. But I think a lot of negotiating is still to be done. And obviously, she doesn't want to give us all the details of it because she doesn't want to give everything away before those negotiations even start, when she triggers Article 50 to leave the EU in March.
That's right. The article has not been triggered yet. That's right. We're still waiting for that. Okay, journalist Andreas Wolff reporting tonight from Glasgow, Scotland. Andreas, thank you very much.